What's up guys, my name is Sean with White Jade Productions, and today we will be talking lenses because there are some lies that you've straight up been sold by companies that just aren't true, or at least very misleading points. Now, I think at this point we know what a cinema lens is. It's essentially a lens with some gears on it, right? That's about as classified as you have to be a cinema lens. Why? Well, let's start off with Sigma. Aside from essentially having the same name as a really dumb brain rot meme, Sigma has also created some fantastic lenses, but most of them are photo lenses. Actually, all of them are photo lenses, including their cinema lenses. Their cinema lenses are actually their art lenses, straight from the photo. The glass is the exact same, rehoused into a cinema body. You wanna know what that price difference look like? $900, $899 USD to $34.99 for the cinema version. Now, albeit, those cinema lenses are definitely checked for blemishes, they are definitely held to a higher standard, and yes, they do work a whole lot better. Functionally, they are better lenses, and they probably do look a little bit better. I would suspect that the coatings on them are better and that they're a little more polished. However, at the end of the day, it is the same glass, and that's a big price difference for that small amount of extra metal. Now, I'm not saying these Sigma lenses are bad by any means. In fact, I've used their prime set and I've used their zoom set. Both are great. I have complaints with the focus breathing, specifically on the zoom set, but overall they're honestly great lenses and I would shoot with them. However, having been given the opportunity to shoot with them multiple times, I've turned them down for some much cheaper lenses. In film school, I had the opportunity to shoot with a variety of different lenses, including red primes, which look fine to me. They're a little clean, not exactly my favorite. I had the opportunity to shoot with the Sigma lenses. Again, little too clean, not my favorite, and the short film we shot was pretty dirty, so I actually opted to shoot entirely on vintage glass. Some of it which was just not high quality glass, some of it was completely unbranded glass. Obviously we used the Helios 442, but I opted to do that instead because I felt like the Sigma lenses were just too clinical. Even though there were the art series from Sigma, which I think are phenomenal lenses and I shoot on them all the time, I just felt like something wasn't right. And for that price point, I would never, ever purchase those lenses. That being said, I do like to shoot on some very funky lenses. I do want to make a quick point that cinema lenses, no matter if they're rehoused photo or otherwise, do make a big difference on set. Being able to actually rig this up with a follow focus and be able to do iris pulls definitely matters and makes life a whole lot easier. But there are some cinema lenses out there that call themselves cine lenses, but I don't personally think they should count. Now, obviously, lenses like the Blazar Remus are cinema lenses through and through. I mean, what can you say? They're full metal housing, got great smooth gear rings, they have an iris ring, and they come in PL mount, which is actually my biggest complaint. Yeah, I know I'm complaining about PL mount, but that doesn't make a cinema lens, does it? I mean, it's not like a lens this tiny could run gears and a declicked aperture, right? Does that make this a cinema lens? Cause, well, you know? No, seriously, I used to think that cinema lenses were just lenses that were built for cinema. Glass that wasn't clinically sharp and it had focus gears and an iris ring. But there've been some lenses released in the past year that fit that description, but they're not really built for cinema use case. For example, they don't have PL mount, which is what I'm literally harping about here. I mean, if we can make a 24-70 have a declicked aperture and you can throw a gear ring on it, is this a cinema lens? Well, it has really sharp glass, but so do RE Master Primes. I mean, what's the difference? Well, aside from some very obvious quality differences, you're actually able to use Master Primes with any camera, and it really does mean any cinema camera. I honestly really do have an issue with brands like Sirui, SLR Magic, Rokinon, and 7 Artisans releasing cinema lenses that neither come in PL, LPL, or EF mounts, which are the mounts used by cinema cameras. To be honest, I would have loved to buy a set of Sirui Nightwalkers. I think they have a phenomenal look to them. They're incredibly fast. They're super 35. I would love to get some Rokinon lenses for more everyday, small, compact use that are easier to carry around and allow me to not have to change mounts from PL all the time. And I certainly would love to get the 7 Artisans photoelectric lenses, but none of those are in PL mounts. And it's really disappointing because I can't throw those lenses on Arri Alexa Classic. I can't throw them on I don't think I can throw them on any Arri camera actually. I can't throw them on any DSMC-1 or DSMC-2 RED camera. And I certainly can't throw them on older Sony and Canon cameras. It's genuinely very disappointing when I want to use a certain cinema camera, but modern cinema lenses don't actually work with it. The point of saying cinema on something is to make it compatible and useful in the industry. And if it's not compatible and useful in the industry, I don't know that it can be labeled as cinema. Now, in all honesty, I have to say they are cinema lenses. They look the part and they act the part. If you can get it on a camera, it does the exact same thing as any regular cinema lens. So I suppose it is a bit unfair to discredit it for not having a PL, LPL, or EF mount on it. However, I really wish it would. Now, I have talked to a few of these companies about adding a PL mount lens to their lineup, and honestly, they're not interested. They don't care. The engineers would rather sell more lenses to mirrorless cameras, and I can't say I don't blame them. They are businesses first, and they are here to make money. These are lens designers designing lenses for who wants it. And even though there is a market to people like me who would absolutely love to have some of these lenses on a RED or an Arri camera, it's just not possible at the moment. There currently aren't a whole lot of cheap lenses in PL mount, at least in a wide variety. So for now, if you want good, cheap, fast, great glass, you're just gonna have to adapt a photo lens and throw a ProMist filter in front of it and hope it comes out looking good. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time.